Hey everybody, it's Sharina. How are you today? I'm going to make a sign out of this Reindeer Games transfer. I absolutely love this transfer, and I've been kind of trying to find the perfect uh, project for it, the perfect surface for it. And I found this at a craft store. And I can't remember which craft store. It could be Hobby Lobby, it could be Michael's. It was one of them. And it was like a neutral background. And it had this really cool, like vintage style frame. Now, my friend Michelle had done the same transfer, and I loved what she did with it. And so I wanted to replicate that. So I know she used acrylic paint, but I actually used cherry because I've been making a lot of projects with cherry and other colors, and I really wanted them to all go together. So I used cherry. It took me 2 coats. This is still, I did this a little while ago, and I could still see like the second, like a couple pieces right here that are still dry. I painted it because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch paint dry. So the second thing I'm doing is I have 3 of these cute reindeer cutouts, and I'm going to paint all of these with camel. And so this is what camel looks like. So I'm going to use camel on all of these. And then I'm going to use white. I love a real fancy project, but honestly, you guys, I'm really loving some simplistic style designs lately. So I'm gonna cut these guys. That's the easiest way. I'm gonna cut these guys out of their plastic, and then we're gonna paint them with the camel. I don't think I got myself a brush. Well, I did, but I got the wrong brush. So I'm gonna set this here. Hope you guys are doing good today. This is Trina, and you're on my page. And thank you so much. If you're watching this now, you're probably on the replay. If not, if you're watching live, make sure you say hello, because I would love to say hello to you. I've been having a couple of problems with, not seeing comments, and so I promise you, if I don't see your comment while I'm live, I promise to come back and comment. If you'd like to get info on this project, just put reindeer in the comments, and I can get that info to you. Okay. So like I said, let me grab a paintbrush real quick. I'm going to be doing each of these reindeer in camel. Let me just scooch this surface over just a teeny bit. Move these out of the way. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just using the little backer thing that they came on, just so. And this is just chalk paste, you guys. If it's too thick, you can always thin it down. And if you mess up, you can always rinse it off, because these little surfaces are reusable if you want to reuse them again. I'm going to seal it, honestly, let's be real. I don't want to redo these surfaces again. And I'm going to go through and paint the sides. I'm not necessarily being super good about hitting everything, because I'm going to go over it with the transfer and do it in white. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys had a good weekend, I should say. We had a good weekend. We were busy. Aren't we always? Just had the grand boys here. And I got a little bit of a allergy thing going on. I'm not sick. I haven't been sick in a long time, knock on wood. But I've got allergies. Hold on, I gotta turn down the air a little bit. It's been warm. in California. It's been like in the 90s. It got cooler and then it's kind of warmed up again. It's kind of crazy. So I might just do the one and then do the others and then show you guys that later. I just don't want you to have to watch paint dry for real. Let me put a little bit of water in this. I have my water. I have some distilled water in a container, and I always have it. So if your paste gets a little thick, and honestly, it wasn't super thick, but it's just it didn't spread as nicely as I wanted it to on our little surface. I don't want a bunch of like lines. Right. You could always add just a little bit of distilled water. And like I said, I'm trying to get the sides. And I think maybe I will do the other two just so you guys don't have to watch the paint dry, and I'll do those. But what I'm going to do, and I'll kind of explain it to you, is I want to add them to the side, like almost like candles, but they're not going to be candles. They're going to be deers on a stick. Kind of sounds funny. But I want to be able to have them as like little tchotchke embellishments to the side of our project. I'm trying not to get fingerprints. Okay, I've got a little bit of lines here. I just want to smooth it out. There we go. And again, I'm not doing super fancy, but this is going to be so pretty that you're going to think, oh, wow, it is kind of fancy. Okay, so let me use the blow dryer. I have a heat tool blow dryer to dry that. Kind of get where I missed a couple spots, especially on the sides here. And if you feel like you need to, you can go over a second layer. I hope you guys, I can see somebody's on. I can see somebody is on. So hello out in Facebook land. And like I said, if I can't see any comments, I will respond afterwards. And again, if you want to get the project info on this guy, you could always put Reindeer in the comments and I will send you the info. I think the second coat really helps. Okay, so I'm gonna, and I apologize, you guys. I swear I'm not sick. I've just got allergies so terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna put these guys to the side. I am going to end up doing all 3 of them. Okay, let me center. Oops, sorry, you guys. I bumped my camera. Sorry. Okay, so I thought this was really a cool technique. Michelle, like I said, my friend did this, and she did it a little different, but I love the technique, and so I thought I would share it. So have like a piece of cardboard or paper or something, because we're going to do like a dry brush technique on this. And we're going to use, now I just have my furniture brush. You can use a chip brush. I would honestly, I mean, this is kind of gives you, if you do a dry brush with a furniture brush, it gives you the same like coloring that she did. But you could use an inexpensive paintbrush as well. So she used camel. Sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's Monday. Uh, and I'm going to use the lid to kind of pounce off. Okay, just a little bit. And then I use my my piece of cardboard to kind of get rid of. You just want to kind of make it look rustic. And so dry brushing is essentially, oops, see, too much there. You can always come back and get more off. I don't know if you guys can see that. Other than this guy right here, and kind of work it. And I'm going to come in on my lid a little bit. Use my piece of cardboard. And I want to kind of hit it. And just go over it until you have the look that you're wanting. If you get too much, you could always go back in with that red. I think I might want to just hit it a little bit more right here. And it's all going to be covered. So, I mean, I'm kind of okay with this right here. Kind of do this right over here. What do you guys think? I'm going to hit it with a little bit of sandpaper real quick, right in that one. I think it's just too much right here. If you feel like you got too much or it's a rough spot, come in with a little bit of sandpaper. And I'm going to wipe that up. Let me hit it one more time. All right, I think it looks pretty good. I hope you guys can see it. It just gives it a little vintage vibe. I love it. Okay. All right. So we're going to leave that. Let me shut this guy real fast so it doesn't dry out. And then I'm going to grab my wax. Anytime you paint, and that should actually be really dry. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, anytime you paint, before you use a transfer, you want to wax your surface. So I'm just using our surface wax. I just have a rag. You go over the entire surface. And you could use any like distressing. You don't even have to use a distressing. I just thought what Michelle had done was really cute, and I thought I would try it. And I like the look. It's not super like really in your face, but it kind of tones down that the red. All right. I'm gonna just buff. And you want to make sure that it's not tacky. Like right there, it's a little too tacky. You want it nice and smooth. Okay, all right. That's awesome. Okay, let me grab. I need to grab my fuzz cloth because now anytime you use a transfer that's brand new, you want to fuzz it. It basically just destickifies it a little bit. So we're going to open up our transfer. Remove all this other stuff. Let's peel up our transfer. Because this is a little bit bigger project, I am standing up, so I'm kind of working from the side, so it's a little strange. All right, so now before I do all of this, I wanted to show you. So the transfer doesn't fit like centered on this surface. So what I decided to do is reindeer games, takeoffs, flying, landings. I'm not going to put where winners lead Santa's sleigh. I'm not going to put this part on the bottom. I'm just going to end down here. And I'm going to center this on the surface. Does that make sense? You don't have to always use your entire transfer. It's not like written that you have to. But so I'm not going to. So I'm going to center this at the top here. Now you could do a couple things, guys. You could tape that off, or you could just, I'm not going to, but if you're afraid that you're going to hit these, then I would maybe tape it off. I'm just not going to. I'm going to smooth this out. The other thing I'm not going to do, I mean, now this is up to you. I could probably do this and do the whole thing, but because I want to do this on that camel, the cutout of the reindeer, I'm going to leave that and not chalk this. Okay. So let me grab my white. move the backer sheet real quick. Okay, I'm going to scoop up and I'm going to start at the top and just work across. Because I'm not like standing over it, I need to make sure that I don't go over. And if I do, I can wipe it off. See, I already got it on the ear, on the reindeer antlers. Darn it, it's not what I wanted to do. And that's okay. Okay. I'm just going to kind of go to this point here and try not to get it on the rest of the antlers. Go right here. And then I want to just kind of peel this up. Look at that. It's so pretty. And you can see I got just a teeny bit up there, and that's okay. I can wipe that off. All right, so I'm going to continue. The paste and pull is really important if you don't want if you're working on a bigger screen like this, you don't want your paste to dry. So you can actually use the paste and pull method where you just pull it up to the point where you have, look how cool that is, to the point where you pasted, right? Lay it back down, and then you're going to keep going piece by piece. Just make sure that you get the transfer pieces all covered that you want. I thought, oh, I'm going to use a small squeegee, which is a little larger than I normally use. I normally use a mini, and I'm like, oh, that'll take too long. Well, I was wrong. All right, I think I've got it all covered that I wanted. So I'm going to pull this up. Look how cool that is, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the transfer on the backer sheet real quick. And then I'm going to wash my hands so I don't get white everywhere. Oh, it looks so awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys, it looks so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry right there because I don't want it to be, see, I've kind of messed it up already. Let's see if I can just, yeah, I'm going to have to come back probably with a little bit of, see, I touched it. So I'm going to come back over with a little bit of the cherry paste, and I'll probably come back over a little more in a little bit. Okay. All right. So I'll just let that dry. I'm not going to touch it. Stop touching. Okay. Let me come over here real quick. like I said, I'm standing up because it's a big surface and it's a big transfer. So I want to make sure that you guys can see it. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I am going to, this is dry. Let me just hit it with a blow dryer real quick. Okay, then I'm going to wax it just like we did before on this guy. Okay. And this just helps so that the paste on the bottom doesn't pull up. Go. Okay, so let me put this out of the way. I'm going to bring my transfer back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the transfer up. And I'm going to sit my deer in there. I love our new transfers because you can kind of see through the transfer to center it better. No light box necessary, which I kind of like. Okay, pull off. Go. This is the part that takes the longest, I think. I love that. Okay, so because there is a lot of screen showing, I've taught this little technique before. I start in the middle and I work my way out, and then that paste will hold. Okay, the paste will hold that transfer in place. So I'm always kind of pulling out to the edge of the deer. Does that make sense? Okay. I want to make sure this is nice and flat. No lines. And we're going to peel this up. Oh, he's cute. I missed a little spot right there. There we go. That looks great. Okay, I'm going to set this aside again so we can wash it off. What do you guys think? He's cute, huh? All right, so I'm going to sit him back on this guy. Dry him off. So you'll notice that there's kind of like some rusticking lines in that. And that's part of the transfer. So I don't want you to think that it just didn't go through. But that is actually, you could see it, that's part of the transfer. So I'm going to take my little distressor, ink thing. And I'm going to, oops, sorry, I bumped it again, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to take my little distressor and kind of go around the edges just to give it a little definition. And this is, I think this is Vintage Photo. Just helps to kind of pop it up a little bit. You can also take sandpaper around the edge if you want to. I'm really zhuzhing it up here. Turn in. Just gives it a real good little like rustic look. Real distressed look. Okay. Here we go. And like I said, you can always go over, if you want it really distressed looking, you can always go over and hit it with your sandpaper. That looks really cool. Okay, so let me put this down. And then, so a couple things that I did. I got these blocks, and I thought I would use these blocks. You've seen me use blocks before when I am going to pop something up. I think I need to do that too, you guys. I need to just get this right here. And this is just a board eraser. All right. Let me put a little bit of candy apple back on that area. All right. That one again too. Always ways of fixing. I think I was in just, I get such in a hurry when I'm on live that I don't slow down. Okay, let me dry that off real fast. I think what I'm also going to do is just add some of that vintage look back into it. Camel. There's always a fix for everything, people. So again, we're just going to put this in here. Use the piece of cardboard. And very lightly. That looks pretty good. That's a pretty good fix. All right. So now what I was saying is I've used these blocks, and I don't know if they're going to be too big for my piece. It's in the wrong place, but do you see what I'm saying? I think it might be just too big for my piece. I don't know. Then I also thought about actually cutting pieces of the cardboard and just putting it in a couple of different locations, kind of like pop dots, but you know, I'm just using the cardboard that it came on. Does that make sense? I think I'm going to do that. This just seems too tall. I don't want it to be that off. You know what I mean? So I'm just cutting squares. Okay. And then I'm using my my stick fast. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of put in a couple of places. Just like this. Using what I have. Doesn't need a ton. I might just take one more little piece. Actually, I might cut this in half. Put a piece here. And then put a piece here. Hope you guys can see this. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop just one little drop on this guy there. Okay, flip it over. And then lay him down. And then just let him sit. Let him sit. Don't fuss with it. Just let it sit. Okay. All right. What do you guys think? I think it looks so great. Even with our couple of boo-boos, I mean, seriously, so cute. I hope you guys love this. I will take a picture up on the wall so you guys can see it. And thanks so much for being here today. Again, if you want to get any info on this, just put Reindeer in the comments and I'll send you the project list. This has been Tarina with Create Retreat. That's me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.